Hi, it's AlaskaGranny. It's getting to be pretty late in the year. I don't know how much longer I'll be coming out to Granny Camp, but while I'm out here on this trip, I wanted to make a nice pot of Spanish rice. I wanted to share this easy Spanish rice recipe with you. It's something you can put together as a shelf meal. You can put it together right into a pot. It's so simple. One of the things that I do like to use with it though is the Augustin Farms butter powder. When I come out to Granny Camp or when I want to put things away as shelf meals in my pantry, it's convenient to use a shelf-stable butter like butter powder from Augustin Farms. I find that it's great to use in cooking, and so I'm using it in this recipe. Here are the ingredients for the easy Spanish rice. 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm using the Augustin Farms butter powder. It's just so handy. A teaspoon of garlic, 1 tablespoon of minced onion, 2 servings of chicken bouillon, a can of a Rotel type diced tomatoes with green chilies, a cup of rice, and 1.5 cups of water. I have these little containers I picked up at Dollar Tree when I was in the lower 48. Now they'll hold a couple of tablespoons, but probably I'll need to use 2 of these for this recipe. So here's the 2 tablespoons of butter powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of onion, then this Orrington Farms chicken flavored broth base. It's 2 teaspoons for each serving, so I'm going to put 4 teaspoons of it. I guess I'm just going to put half and half, just so they'll all fit. Then I can put on the little lids, and my spice packets are ready to go. Now if you wanted to cook it right now, you wouldn't need the little containers, but I'm packing it up to go to Granny Camp. So I'm going to put it all together in a Ziploc bag. I have my Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies, a cup of rice, 1.5 cups of water, and then the 2 spice containers with the 2 tablespoons of butter, garlic, onion, 4 teaspoons of chicken broth. And it's ready to go. It can be on the shelf in your pantry. You can take it with you like I'm doing out to Granny Camp, or you could just put it together straight into a pot and it's ready to go in 20 minutes. Easy Spanish rice. When I put meals together to cook at Granny Camp, I like to include the water simply because I don't have running water out here. If I was putting it in my pantry, I wouldn't necessarily put the water in the pantry, but I would always make sure that I have extra water, and I would put a note in to include the water in the recipe. So when you pull it out of the shelf, you know how to make it. When I cook at Granny Camp, I use a butane stove. It's so simple. You insert the fuel cartridge, you push the lock so that it's locked in place, and you turn the handle, and it's that simple to be cooking with a butane stove. So let's get this Spanish rice cooking. So I'm going to add the water. I'm going to add the Rotel or tomatoes with green chilies. Then I have the 2 packets with the butter powder, the onion, the garlic, and the chicken broth bouillon mix. And I'm just going to dump those in and bring it to a boil. There's something about cooking with garlic and onion. It always smells so good. Now, the nice thing about making your own mixes is you can season it up the way you want. If that's too much garlic and onion, you can put in the amount that you prefer. So it's just about coming to a boil. Oops, I've got 2 lids under that one. I'm going to stir in the rice. Put on the lid, And now, because the butane stove doesn't really simmer as low as I like it to, I'm going to use this simmer mat. Then I'm going to turn it down, but you always want to look carefully to make sure the flame doesn't go out. And then set the simmer mat and put your pot back on it. And 20 minutes, Spanish rice will be ready. Teddy's hovering near Mommy's chair because he knows we're about to try our Spanish rice. Nice and hot. Spicy rice with some tomatoes. It's so simple. This would be good as a side with any kind of meat that you want to put with it, even a nice pot of beans. There's a lot of things you can do with rice and beans, and this is just an example. Stock up on the things you never want to be without, and let us know if you try this easy Spanish rice. And if you have any other meal ideas that we can make out of our prepper pantry and our food storage stockpile, especially if they're cheap, fast, and easy. I hope you'll like my video, share it with someone else you think might enjoy it, and please subscribe to the AlaskaGranny channel. A lot of garlic. Teddy, I think this might be a little too garlicky for you.